Dear students, today I'll cover the last topic of this chapter, self and personality. Yesterday I was explaining major limitations of behavioral rating. Before I continue with major limitations, I will restart the topic behavioral rating. Behavioral rating are frequently used for assessment of personality in educational and industrial setting. Basically, we use behavioral rating for the industrial and educational setting or institute where the assessment of personality can be done through behavioral rating. These ratings are usually done by a person who knows the client from a decent period of time, a person who has spent some time with the client, has been observing the client, and then categorize the client in some category, maybe good or bad, nice. So there are certain categories through which the client is being rated according to the behavior of the client. They attempt to put individuals into certain categories in terms of their behavioral qualities. So according to the behavioral quality, क्लाइंट को जो पर्सन जानता है हम उसके थ्रू बिहेवियर रेटिंग करवाएंगे. दैट मीन्स क्लाइंट अपनी बिहेवियर की रेटिंग खुद नहीं कर रहा है, उसको जो पर्सन जानता है काफ़ी टाइम से वो उसके बारे में रेटिंग कर रहा है. जैसे कि अगर हम इंडस्ट्रियल या एजुकेशनल की बात करें तो हम इंडस्ट्रीज़ में जो कॉलीग्स हैं उनसे हम बिहेवियरल रेटिंग करवा सकते हैं. ऐसा क्लाइंट जो मे बी डिप्रेशन में है या उसके कोई बिहेवियरल इश्यूज़ आ रहे हैं तो उसके कॉलीग्स उसके ऊपर बिहेवियरल रेटिंग करेंगे क्योंकि वो उसको ऑब्जर्व करते हैं, उसके बिहेवियर के हिसाब से बताएंगे कि वो किस कैटेगरी में फॉल होता है बेस्ड ऑन द क्वेश्चन. नाउ लेट अस सी सम लिमिटेशंस. Raters often display certain biases that color their judgments of different traits. For example, most of us are greatly influenced by a single favorable or unfavorable trait. This often forms the basis of a rater's overall judgment of a person. The tendency is known as a halo effect. This is something to be underlined in your NCRT book. Whichever line is underlined in this video, you are requested to underline all these lines in your NCRT book, because a question can be asked in 1 mark, 2 mark, 3 mark, 4 mark question. Let us understand what is halo effect. In halo effect, it is being seen that while behavioral rating, a person can be biased because of one single favorable or unfavorable trait. Favorable trait, let us take the example. There is a friend of yours who is having all the good and positive quality in her or him, but just because of one bad quality or behavioral quality, you are not going to categorize your friend in a good category. That is called as unfavorable trait, and this effect is called as halo effect. Now second is a middle category effect, in which a person generally avoids to give the extreme rating. So they prefer to give a middle rating 4, 5, 6, 7. And opposite of it is extreme response, where a person prefers to give the avoid giving the middle rating and prefer to give the extreme rating by avoiding middle categories on the scale. Now let us understand what nomination is. Basically, the nomination means it is again a technique of assessing a personality in which the people who know the client has been observing him, spending time with the client. So know, as group of people know the client very well. Suppose let us take the example in a classroom. The teacher is asking who should be the class monitor. So just looking at the characteristics of which match with the characteristic of a class monitor, people are going to nominate certain names. That is called as nomination, because the the classroom is very much aware about the characteristics which a person or which a child holds. This is called as nomination. Nomination thus received may be analyzed to understand the personality and the behavioral qualities of a person. The technique has been found to be highly dependable, although it may also be affected by the personal biases. The other point is that again it has a limitation, because just because he's my friend, so I'm going to nominate his name, knowing this thing that he does not have the qualities of a good monitor. This is called as a personal bias. Now let us see the last topic, that is called situational test. From the name itself, it is very much clear that the personality can be assessed by giving a situation in which we can assess the personality. That means the most commonly used test of this kind is the situational stress test. It provides us with the information about how a person behaves under stressful situations. So the hypothetical stressful situation will be presented in front of the client. Looking at that situation, the client has to give the answer that what the client will be doing in such situation. Based on the response, we are going to analyze the personality of the client. Maybe listening to that statement, the client can get panic or vulnerable, or the client may respond that it is very much okay, and the client is going to show the relaxed and easy behavior. So through this response, we can understand the personality of the client. The test requires a person to perform a given task with other person who are instructed to be non-cooperative and inferred. And in this test, we can even give the hypothetical situation, or we can create a situation where the other person is instructed to be non-cooperative, and it will be observed that how the client is going to behave in that situation. The person is instructed to play a role for which she or he is observed. A verbal report is also obtained on what she or he was asked to do. This situation may be realistic one, or it may be created through a video play. So a hypothetical situation can be given, or through a video play the situation can be created, and the responses of the client will be registered, noted down by the therapist or by a psychologist, and the personality assessment will be done. So this was all about the chapter 2, self and personality. The chapter was basically about knowing self, the traits of personality, and how the personality can be assessed. I hope you really enjoyed this chapter. This chapter is again a very important chapter. In the next class, I'll start with the third chapter, meeting life challenges. This was all for this.